is the premiere episode of our journey through the history of animated cartoons. I'm Professor Tom Alvarez, and I'm here to take you on a wonderful journey. So, go grab yourself an ice-cold drink, and let's get started. First, you might be saying, well, who is this guy and why is he a professor? Well, I am a professor at Southern New Hampshire University, and I teach illustration. So, if you were to take an illustration course, you never know, you might just get me as your professor. Oh, there's a scary thought. Anyway, I was 8 years old when I started learning about drawing animated cartoons. When I graduated from college at Long Island University with a bachelor's degree of fine art, I majored in cartooning. From then on, I have been an animation-style cartoonist, a character developer, and an animator. I have published a book in 1996 titled How to Create Action, Fantasy, and Adventure Comics. So I've had a great time in my career, and I'm well versed in all styles of cartooning. So let's get started. It all began back in 1878. A gentleman by the name of Edward Muybridge was kind of having arguments with people around him about whether or not the horse's hooves leave the ground completely while a horse is galloping. Some people say they do, some people say they didn't. So to prove that all four hooves left the ground at the same time, Edward took a whole series of cameras, lined them up on a track, and had wires going across the track so that when the horse's hooves clipped the wire, it released the shutter of the camera. And all these cameras, one by one, took a picture of the horse. That would be considered sequential art. This is where they took the photos after they were developed and looked at each one of them individually. It was only at that point that they found out, yes, all four hooves of a horse do leave the ground while the horse is galloping. But more important for us, that was the first time a flip book was ever created. This was called the Horse in Motion experiment, and it paved the way for today's animated cartoons. So if you like this type of information and want to hear a whole lot more of how your favorite cartoons were ever created, please click on subscribe, click on that bell so you get alerted when new videos come out, and don't forget to click on like and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much for watching, and until next week, it's Professor Tom signing off with a famous quote from a dear friend of mine. That's all, folks.